What's up everyone, LJ over here from PlayerEssence and welcome to another video. Today we've got some fantastic information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we are starting off with Diablo 3, so there's some good and there's some bad with this. I talked about this recently on a PE live, so let's go ahead and go over some of the bad first. Well, really only one bad thing is that the Nintendo Switch version of Diablo 3, the Eternal Collection, will actually use Nintendo's voice chat app, the much maligned Nintendo voice chat app, to where you actually have to get a cell phone and you download an app on there in order to access voice chat. A lot of people don't like it. The app has not gotten a lot of positive feedback so far, but they're going to be using that for voice chat, so it's going to be interesting to see how it's implemented and the reasons why they don't just use the direct voice chat like Fortnite has, because Fortnite does have that. So that's the bad with Diablo 3. Now let's go ahead and get into some of the good news with the game. So the game will be able to have single Joy-Con play, so if you're out somewhere with your friends, or if your friend doesn't have another Nintendo Switch, you can sit it there, you can take off the Joy-Con, you can pass it to your friend, and you guys can both play some Diablo 3 right then and there. Because some people were asking me, why doesn't the Nintendo Switch do download play like the Nintendo 3DS? But there's really no reason to do that, because anytime that you want to play with somebody else, what Nintendo always encourages is to have single Joy-Con play, so you can just pass the controller right there, so you don't have to download anything or any type of wireless communications. You guys can just both play right then and there, or if somebody else has their own controller, heck, they can play right there as well. So I think that's the reason why that there's no download play, because you can have multiplayer on the same system, no problems at all. Whereas the Nintendo 3DS, that's not the case. So that's actually pretty cool. Now, another good thing about this, and probably the best thing about this for many people, is that Diablo 3 Eternal Collection will not require any type of supplemental download. So it'll all fit on the cartridge. That is all of the content that's released on there. You have the Legend of Zelda stuff. Everything is all right then and there for you. And there is a ton of content, because they have like the whole Reaper of Souls, and they have the other expansion as well. And that's awesome to see, because there is a lot of content in Diablo. But I think some people are not understanding this, because I talked about this on Twitter and someone was trying to use Diablo 3 as some type of one size fits all for all developers. The development of a game like Wolfenstein, which requires some type of supplemental download, is not going to be the same as Diablo 3. So every developer isn't going to be able to fit every single game on a 16GB cartridge. Every game is different, they're developed different, they have different type of assets, or higher resolution or lower compressed sound. Whatever the case is, every game's not going to be the same. But it's cool that Diablo 3 is going to be everything on the cartridge. You don't have to worry about any type of supplemental download, which has become the bane for many Nintendo Switch owners out there. Not as big of a problem for me, because I don't necessarily play a lot of these games that have these extra downloads or anything like that. A lot of the games that I play, all of them fit on the cartridge, or they're digital games that I just get. So for me, it hasn't been too big of an issue, but for other people, it is somewhat of an issue. So I think that is really good that we're going to be able just to get Diablo 3 right there on cartridge, play the game, have no problem at all. And I think that if you look at the graphics and kind of what Diablo 3 is about, and how they probably scaled things down with the resolution and things, I can see how they fit everything on a 16GB cartridge, because 16GB is still a lot of space. It's not like it's a little bit of space, especially if you compare it to games before in the past. If we're looking like a couple generations ago, 16GB is still a lot of space to put a game in there. And as long as you kind of engineer and do things with the type of game that they have, I don't think that there should be a problem fitting that whole game and everything that they're offering on the Nintendo Switch on one cartridge. So good thing that they didn't cheap out, but I think Blizzard obviously has like billions of dollars or whatever the case is, so they can afford that 16GB cartridge. Heck, I think they could have even put a 32 if they really needed it, but I doubt they would have actually done that, just because the 32GB cartridges are still really expensive, and that's what a lot of people have talked about, is that. But kind of getting back just a little bit to the whole Nintendo voice chat app thing, because I want to make sure that I talk about that enough. I think it's kind of silly that this app is still being pushed in this type of way. I would hope that Nintendo at some point would just say, okay, this is going to be a supplemental type of thing. This isn't going to be the main way. Now for me, once again, don't really care about this. I'm going to use Discord, whether there's built-in voice chat or not. When I play on PS4 and Xbox One, when I did, I still use Discord. So for me, it doesn't really matter, because Discord's the easiest and best to use. I don't have to click people's names and constantly do that type of stuff. I just send them the link to my Discord and they get in. So for me, I'm still going to be using Discord, but for others who don't want to have to deal with that or don't have a PC right then and there or don't have a cell phone in order to do that. I think that Nintendo needs to figure out a way that it's built in through the system, and I'm hoping that they will. I think that they will. I just don't think it'll be available at launch. I think it's going to happen because we've seen that it happened with Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch, but I just don't think it's going to happen at the launch of the online, but I think it'll come later down the line. But until then, they got to use this app here. So I'm hoping that Nintendo changes that up with that. So what do you guys think about all of this Diablo 3 news? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving to the next topic here, we have this really cool game that I've been covering for quite some time. I remember covering this back on my old website, PlayerEssence.com, and it is called Edge of Eternity. We finally have a release date for Steam, or more like an early access release date that will be coming November 29th. And this game totally reminds me of Xenoblade. It totally reminds me of Xenoblade, not necessarily with the battle system, but just with the aesthetics and kind of the character and the sword he's having and everything like that. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about this game. So Edge of Eternity will launch for the PC via Steam early access on November 29th. Publisher PlayerEssence Games and developer Midgar Studio announced. The full release is planned for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. So there is a message from the developers about the early access. You can check that out. It's a pretty lengthy message, so I won't go over everything, but they did talk about some key features of the game and kind of what you can do. In addition to, there is some type of mod kit being planned as well, so you guys can read up more on that with early access on November 29th. So you guys know I'll be playing this game on the early access. So let's go ahead and go over some of the game's features, and they also have a new trailer that you guys are seeing here. So an enthralling JRPG adventure, a unique, riveting story with numerous plot twists and heart-wrenching moments, supported by an epic soundtrack featuring industry legend Yasunori Mitsuda. So you guys all know about Yasunori Mitsuda, right? This guy is a freaking legend. So yeah, the fact that he's on this game, okay, that music's probably going to be pretty lit. So, a gorgeous world. Discover an alien world and its unique environments. Unearth the most ancient secrets of the world of, is it Huron? I might have said that wrong. Solve quests in multiple ways. Make your own choices and face their consequences. A deep and strategic combat system. Outwit your enemies in epic tactical combat. Use the environment to lure your enemies into devious traps to inflict massive damage. Craft your gear and set it with powerful crystals to unlock unique combinations of skills and power-ups. And then you also have a cast of charismatic characters. Meet a cast of larger-than-life companions, each with their own set of attributes. Watch them grow and evolve through the story as you live through it yourself. Discover their dreams, their flaws, their hopes, and their torments as you share many special moments with them. So this seems like this is going to be a packed RPG. It looks really cool. People weren't necessarily high on it when they saw the new trailer. I was reading some of the comments over there, but it actually looks pretty cool. I think it looks great, and to me it looks like a Xenoblade style, just the aesthetics, the graphical presentation of it. It looks like that. So I'm ridiculously excited to try this one out. I'm guessing there's going to be some issues here and there just because they're doing the whole early access thing first. They have the mod kit stuff, so they're trying to give people like a time to say, okay, well, what's wrong with this game? Can you break it? Like, what's the issues? And then have the full release probably in 2019 once they get all that feedback, get it patched up, and then get it ready to go. So I'll be right there once it launches on Xbox One X, but I will try out the Steam early access as well. I think it's going to be pretty cool to kind of jump in and show you guys the game, just because I've been waiting for this game for a long time. This has been in development for years now at this point, which makes sense. They're a smaller studio, they're not big. They were able to pick up a publisher, which is good, but they're still a smaller studio making this type of epic RPG. So I'm looking forward to checking it out on November 29th, Steam early access, seeing what this game is all about. So what do you guys think about Edge of Eternity so far? Is this the type of game that you'd like to play? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next topic here, we finally have some new information on Dragon Quest Builders 2. We have a Japanese release date announcement set for August 29th. A lot of you guys have been asking me about Dragon Quest Builders 2, and we finally got some new information for you guys. So Square Enix will announce the Japanese release date for Dragon Quest Builders 2 during a presentation on August 29th at 20 JST, the company announced. You will be able to watch it live on YouTube, so we might be live streaming that for you guys. In addition to the game's release date, the presentation will feature all sorts of new information about the game. Featured guests include a bunch of different people from the production staff, so look forward to that. Some V-Jump, all sorts of stuff. Actresses, Great stuff. So if you're planning on having a show with Dragon Quest and you know the Japanese directors and actors and all that, they're going to have all of that for you guys. So Dragon Quest Builders 2 will release on the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4. Those are the two systems for it. So a little bit of history on this game. Dragon Quest Builders, the original, came out for the PS3, PS4, and the PS Vita a few years ago. It did really well. They decided, hey, let's go ahead and bring this over to the Nintendo Switch. That came over to the Switch earlier this year, February, I think. Nintendo helped out with distribution and codes and everything like that, and it is fantastic. If you do not have Dragon Quest Builders on the Nintendo Switch, if you want an alternative to Minecraft, I highly suggest getting Dragon Quest Builders because that game is really, really good. If you somewhat like the concept but don't like the visuals and what Minecraft does, check out Dragon Quest Builders. It infuses the old school kind of Dragon Quest style with the Minecraft gameplay, but with levels and all sorts of cool stuff. I don't like Minecraft, but I love Dragon Quest Builders, and I still need to get back to that game on the Nintendo Switch, but I actually have Let's Plays of it, multiple Let's Plays on the channel, so make sure you check it out. I have it on the PS4 Let's Play, and I also have it on the Nintendo Switch Let's Play. So yeah, I'm a big Dragon Quest Builders fan, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing with Dragon Quest Builders 2. And August 29th, that's a great time to announce the release date for Japan. We're probably going to have to wait till 2019 here in the West, but you never know on that one. I would hope that they get it localized a little bit quicker than they did the last one, because I know there's a little bit of a delay between the two when it comes to the Japanese release and the Western release. I don't think it was too bad though, but I don't think the PS3 version and all that came over. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't think it did. I think it just was PS4 here in the West. It might have been PS Vita, but I'm not 100% on that. But yeah, the PS4 version was really good, so I'm looking forward to picking this one up on the Switch because playing that type of game portably is really cool. Now, one thing that I hope that they do is fix it to where, because the game runs in 60 frames per second docked, but then it runs in 30 frames per second undocked, and I'm not sure if that should be the case. I think that maybe they didn't have enough time, so I'm hoping that they optimize it to where it runs at 60 frames per second docked and also 60 frames per second undocked, because you have a game like Diablo 3 which runs at 60 frames per second docked and undocked. So I don't think there should be any reason why it gets cut to 30 frames per second on that one. So let's hope that they fix that with Dragon Quest Builders 2 over the first game. So what do you guys think about Dragon Quest Builders 2? Are you guys excited for this announcement? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting PlayerEssence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninja for the next video. Peace.